undefeated, top-ranked team in the state will be on display this afternoon, but a bit hobbled, down 2 starters as they try for a 3-game season sweep of the 3rd-seeded Clear Fork Colts, who got high hopes today of claiming their first district championship in more than 30 years. It's live and free girls tournament hoops streaming live right into the palm of your hand. And it's all coming up next.
It's Freedom Fest, Ohio, featuring Justin Moore,
You look like I need a drink right now.
Crowder,
God almighty, I hope you'll find
Rodney Atkins,
makes me wanna take a back road.
Austin French, and more.
Somebody else.
Friday and Saturday, July 1st and 2nd, Morrow County Fairgrounds in Mount Gilead, Ohio. For tickets and more info, visit freedomfestohio.com.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
The exclamation point on the night for Maurice Ware.
We got a packed house here this afternoon at Ashland. Clear Fork and Shelby getting set to meet for the 3rd time, except for this time, one of their seasons will end for good. That's right, it is tournament play, folks, and you're here with us live and free. I'm Brian Skronsky. Got the man, Effie James, with me here today. Fun environment. you can't beat tournament time here in the state of Ohio, especially for basketball. Two Richland County teams coming together. This is about as good as it gets for my money.
Well, absolutely. And you can tell from the crowd and the energy in the crowd and, the ladies warming up here. It is a great atmosphere for high school girls basketball. And, these are the memorable moments. This is the stuff that kids will never forget when they're growing up. So just the atmosphere alone. And then once the game starts, the coaches right now are trying to get their ladies ready like it's just a game. But up until now, it's just building energy. So it's a great environment. Can't wait to see the contest.
This is the Finley and Sons pregame show. Let's dive right in, talk a little bit more about what's at stake here today, what both of these teams have been able to accomplish up to this point. Clear Fork earning the number 3 seed. 2 of their 3 losses on the year coming to the state number 1. Shelby Whippets, of course, still undefeated. And the Lady Whippets kind of clobbered them, the 2 regular season games, Effie. It wasn't close.
Well, one thing I do know about those games is, Shelby came in with a great attitude, a great game plan, and they were able to control the big girl from Clear Fork. But the third time, and I know this from my coaching days and playing days, it is tough to beat a team 3 times. And I know people say that all the time.
Sure.
But it is the absolute truth. For whatever reason, I still don't know why that is, but it is tough to beat a team 3 times. And right now with the lady coach, they are locked in here come at tournament time. So it's going to be a challenge for the Whippets.
For Clear Fork heading in today, knocked off number 7 Mansfield Senior by 10 in the semifinals. If they can win, this will be their first time going to regionals since the 80s, Effie. Wow. I was still in Pampers back then. Scott Sellers, I don't even know if he was born. I think he's younger than me. Haven't beat Shelby since 2015 as well, so wow. It would be a new experience for them.
Well, absolutely. But I think, these things, these types of games and these type of environments are, if you can call Clear Fork an underdog, and I think you have to because Shelby's beat them twice, this is where they want to thrive. And I'm sure if you're Coach Sellers, you're thinking, I'm okay with being an underdog in this game because my girls can go out, they can play free without having the pressure of having to hold on to an undefeated season like the Lady Whippets. So it ought to be a great motivator for the Lady Colts here.
A girl they definitely are going to rely on today. First team all MOAC selection, Becca Conrad averages a double-double, and at 6'4", I don't think Shelby has anybody on the roster listed higher than 5'9". Right. She's a mismatch nightmare. Killed them early on in the game at Shelby before they finally started doubling and triple teaming her.
Right, and the thing I like about Becca Conrad is she's not just all size. She plays with intensity. She's very active. She moves well, and she is, like you said, she's a mismatch, and she controls the game. And that's one of the things that's going to be important for Clear Fork. They have got to keep her engaged offensively, and also she's got to be able to remain active on the defensive end to try to make those easy baskets inside tough for the Lady Whippets.
Our Travis Brody now standing courtside. He's got Scott Sellers. Send it down to Travis.
Here with Clear Fork head coach Scott Sellers. And Scott, going for your first district championship since 88-89. I was just a newborn, just for all you out there. That's how old I am. But anyway, best season you've had, well, tied for the best season ever, and just a turnaround from the last 3 years. 21 wins the last couple years. You get 21 this year. Just what has been so good in this turnaround for you guys?
Well, the kids put in the effort. We told them last year it's not a 4-month season. You got to play. You got to play this game like the Shelbys, like the seniors do in the off season. They decided to do that. From April through the end of July, before our dead period, I got to see the kids quite a bit. They were coming in shooting 4 days a week. We went to an overnight camp. We had 4 or 5 shootouts. So they did all of the things you need to do in order to win. And it not only helped their skill out, it helped them become, what I consider is one of the closest teams that I've seen. And, that's helped propel us through our success this season. Listen, we've lost 2 games to the number 1 ranked team in the state in Shelby, and we lost a game to Pleasant, who just won a district title last night. The other one is River Valley. So, we're sitting at 21-4 with some pretty good losses in there. And so, I'm really happy for them, and I think that work that they put in led us to this point.
This will be the 3rd time this year you play Shelby, and they always say the 3rd win against the team is the hardest to get. Just what have you learned in those first 2 games that you can use tonight to hopefully get a victory?
Well, I told you guys, a month ago that I hoped that we played Shelby 3 times because it means we would be standing in this gym right now. we knew that they would be here. They are the number 1 ranked team in the state for a reason. They have 3 kids that are playing next level ball. They're fast, they're physical, they are well coached. They play harder than probably any team that I've not only played this year, but we've seen on film. So it's quite a challenge. We had a game plan for our first game, and it didn't work, and we had a plan for the second game, and it didn't work. And we're going to try some things today, and they're that good, Travis, to where I think people have planned against certain things, and they've seen all of this, and they got a really calm and cool basketball players on their team. And so it's obviously our biggest challenge of the year, and we're looking forward to it, and we're happy to be here.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck this afternoon.
Thanks, Travis.
Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Travis. We rejoin now during the national anthem. All right, appreciate the time from Coach Sellers, and now it's time to talk about these Lady Whippets, the number 1 team in all of Division II FE. Under Natalie Lance, though, they have never been to a regional. They just kept running into Bellevue when they had those Santoro girls, and nobody was able to get through them in the district. Now they're the AP poll champions, but a little banged up heading into today, down 2 starters.
Well, and that's going to be key for them, and for Coach Lance, it is imperative that she have ladies step up and fill that gap. And for her and the Lady Whippets, they've got to get off to a hot start. Clear Fork Lady Colts are playing well this tournament, and they're going to they don't want to give them any confidence going into this game here early.
Girl that can definitely light it up. Second team All-MOAC selection, Olivia Baker. They're really going to need her offense today. She puts up more than 15 a game, Effie, and as mentioned, with a couple of girls out, including her twin sister, Haley, who may be available. Not really sure. I know she's been getting a lot of knee treatments, and she at least wants to play today. Definitely will have to probably have Olivia shoulder a little bit more of the offensive load.
Right, and it's going to be important for Olivia as well to get on the boards tonight and try to match up with Becca Conrad from Clear Fork. So she's going to have a little bit more, and each player is going to have a little bit more on their plate. When you're down 2 starters, that's the way it always works.
And our Garrett Parlett has Natalie Lance. Third down to you, G-Man. Take it away.
Down here on the floor now with head coach, Shelby Girls head coach, Natalie Lance coach. Obviously, they say it's one of the hardest things to do in sports is beat a team 3 times in one season. You guys have beat Clear Fork twice. The quest is on here today for you guys. What's it going to take to be able to pull that off?
I think we need to come out and play our game, and that starts with our defense. That starts with our energy, taking care of the ball, put a lot of pressure on their guards, and then when we are down on offense, we just need to execute, be patient, work for the right look.
You guys are a little injured right now. What's going to be a kind of different game plan on offense, or is things going to change at all from the previous games with these guys?
I don't know that it'll change a whole lot from the last couple games. We definitely have a couple different pressures that we're ready to execute today. It's just people stepping up and doing their jobs. If we all do our jobs, then it's going to be a good ending, and if we don't, then it's going to be a battle.
All right, thank you so much, Coach. Back to you, B.
All right, thanks, G-Man. Appreciate the time from Coach Lance as well. The starting lineups for Clear Fork just being announced here. Let's take a look at them ourselves. And Becca Conrad, she's the big stud in the middle. Wortman also a double-figure scorer on the season. Isabella Molina, she looks like she's only about 4 foot tall, but her heart is like the Grinch, man. It grows about 3 sizes every time she's on the floor. Labaki, too, a stud sophomore.
Right, and those ladies it's going to be big. This is big memory night for all these ladies. They're going to enjoy this moment.
And now for the Shelby starters today. Got a freshman breaking into the lineup. Eve Schwemley played some huge minutes against the Lady Tigers, just a freshman. She'll be joined by Gundrum, Audie Albert, who's been a stud junior all season long, Sophia Niese, the District 6 Player of the Year, and then we already talked about Baker and what she's able to bring to the equation.
Right, and Sophia Niese certainly is a player to watch, and she is going to have to carry the load tonight offensively for the Whippets, but they play so well as a team. That's the great thing. That's how you get to 25-0. There's not just one player you have to be concerned about. This is a complete team.
And that will wrap up our Finley and Sons pregame as, hey, we're ready for action here. Two MOAC rivals getting ready to go toe-to-toe for the third time this season. Both coaches, of course, were asked, you know what does it take to win for the third time, or how do you overcome the challenges of losing the first two games? We're about to find out here,
right,
Effie.
Absolutely. And like we talked about before, it is tough to beat a team 3 times, and but it's also a lot of pressure when you have lost to a team 2 consecutive times. So,
fair.
It is, the game is the game, and each game has its own dynamic. And right now, I'm sure the Lady Colts want this one to go differently.
They will win the tip here to open things up as we are officially underway. And Olivia Baker bringing the juice right from the jump, coming up with the theft.
Solid defense from Olivia Baker, and one of the weaknesses that the Colts are going to have to tighten up tonight is their ball handling, because the Whippets will give them ball pressure all night long.
Here comes Niese looking to go to work against Molina. Now Baker tries a triple, comes up short. And Izzy comes away with the rock down on the floor. And I told you, man, she just gets after it. She's got a motor.
Right, and it's those garbage points and those 50-50 balls are going to be key here tonight as the Lady Colts looking to work the ball, try to get it inside. And see, Brian, the pressure defense makes it so difficult.
Wortman can't get it to drop. Conrad going up over the back of the defender, and she'll pick up her first foul of the night.
And it is tough. Once you're able to get a strong drive that time by Wortman, she just wasn't able to finish. But Conrad gathers the rebound, and she wasn't able to finish. And the Lady Whippets real feisty on the boards tonight.
Albert left all alone, clanks it off the rim. Full court pressure almost results in a turnover. And now we're going to get our second foul. This one's going to go against the freshman Schwemley.
And, the thing about the Whippets, they play with pace. They want to get the ball up and down the floor, and they're going to press you to get it up and down the floor. So, the Lady Colts are going to have to handle this basketball pressure if they want to be able to get the ball inside.
That's what they're going to do. Conrad lost the handle, though. Step up three. Niese comes up short. Tie up down on the floor. Possession arrow. Going to keep it down here. Liv Davis checking in for Clear Fork. She'll hound the inbounder there. Now here's Adi trying to go to work. Shot blocked though. Conrad so efficient, never leaves her feet.
Right.
Knows that she has, those long limbs and doesn't need to jump.
Right. And it's a great defensive game plan as the Colts missed the three.
Gundram on the leak out, has to collect herself, but might have traveled in the process. She did. So a rocky start offensively for both sides. A couple of minutes down, no points just yet.
0 for 4 for both teams so far. A little bit of nerves here in the district final.
Labaki directing traffic. Now Wortman drives the middle. Lane opens up. Airballs it. I don't think she's allowed to pull that down. Maybe Shelby got a piece of it. Nevertheless, here comes a Lady Whippets. Niese in traffic. Splits a double team. Shelby on the board.
Well, that's a nice effort by Niese. She went blazing by everyone with a strong drive. And I think we're going to get. Wow, that is a tough call. An offensive foul.
Yeah, it's going to go against Clear Fork. Here's the Mechanics Bank replay of Sophie Niese knifing in between a couple of defenders for the first points so far here this afternoon. That's Sarah Reiser checking in now for Shelby. They're going to have to go deeper into their bench than they're accustomed to.
Right, and I think we're seeing a lot of nerves here, Brian, and some missed shots, and Wortman has been being really aggressive on offense. Shelby misses the jump shot. I think it's going to go over to the Lady Colts, but we're seeing a lot of just nervous energy out there. Wortman has been really aggressive down here. I like the way she's driving the ball to the lane, just been unable to finish around the rim.
Foul's going to go against Gundrum. Sophomore looks like she's a little dumbfounded by the call. As Wortman checks out the senior into the mix, Trinity Cook. Christina right down Main Street. Colts finally on the board.
And Lady Colts and the Whippets too. This game is all about driving penetration so far. It's been about getting to the basket off the dribble, and both teams have been doing well so far.
Albert connects. First time she's been able to knock down a jumper, and you see Conrad just sinking back into the paint, allowing her to be wide open for that mid-range J all day. Now Audie pulls it away. She gets fouled in the process. And they're going to need number 2 to really play big here this afternoon with both Haley Baker and Demi Hip out.
And with that defensive pressure, and you have to take care of the basketball. The Shelby ladies are able to they're very active on the ball defense, and they're all engaged. So if you do drive, usually there's someone there to help.
Niese calls for the screen. Backdoor cut, Baker. Just a little bit short. Looks like she came down kind of hard after the missed shot. As again, the lane opens wide up and Christina able to get to the bucket. Step back triple, back iron. Albert with the offensive board. Now Coach Land slowing things down. Baker's not though. 3 ball, nothing but net.
And you can tell Olivia Baker really wanted that one. She wanted the first one that she took, but she had great confidence, stepped in and knocked it down.
Christina might have got away with the travel. At least the student section of Shelby thought so. Calmly ties things up. It's Shelby 7, Christina 7. Niese underneath, back-to-back offensive rebounds now. And we're gonna get a foul on the floor. See Albert attack in the middle.
And that is a tough charge, trying to score with Conrad in the middle, trying to get it over the top of her. But right now some big shots being made after a few minutes. The first half of the first quarter, ladies were cold, but right now they're filling it up.
And that one's good off the square as well. So offense starting to heat up, as you mentioned, Effie. That's Reiser with her first field goal.
And this is great ball pressure, and they're making it tough to get it into Becca Conrad. And you can see the coach really want to get it in, but they are making it tough with great ball pressure.
Fast hands again being displayed by Audie. Foul line Jay. Looked like Becca pressure a little bit right there, made the shot tough. Meanwhile, Baker got her feet tangled up. Be the third foul on Shelby.
And right now, the thing for the Colts, they are trying hard to, the way they normally get the ball into Becca Conrad is not working. That's their third straight turnover As the Whippets are on the run.
Can't cash it in, though, so they come up empty-handed. Credit Crastino with the defensive pressure that time. It was basically a 3-on-1.
Right. And you can tell they really are trying to, in other games they play, they're able to pass the ball to the wing or dribble the ball to the wing and then throw it inside. Well, the Whippets are not allowing them to get to those spots, and it's making the Lady Colts really uncomfortable as they're not able to do what they normally do offensively.
Rebound there to Albert off the missed shot from Labaki. Buck and a half to go here in the opening quarter. Top two teams in the MOAC meeting for a third time this season. Shelby, of course, undefeated 25-0, the victors in the first two. But here comes Clear Fork trying to change the narrative.
Well, in this, as we see that turnover and foul there, this is where if I'm Clear Fork and I'm Coach Sellers, I want Clear Fork in a half-court set because transition is where they're at their strength, getting the tempo high. So I can force them to play a half-court game where I've got the size advantage. That is advantage Lady Colts, and that's what they're trying to get done so far in this game.
Albert has been a flat-out menace on the perimeter defensively so far this afternoon. Try to attack elsewhere. Pacey with a nice up fake. She's going to get to the rack again.
Nice.
All 9 Lady Colts points right now for Pacey Christina. No answer at the other end. Becca comes away with it, got it tipped. Now Annika pulls the trigger. No bueno. Becca with the rebound. And she's got a couple of free throws in her future.
Again, offensive rebounding for Becca Conrad. That's her calling card. You cannot let her walk in without a body on her and get an offensive board.
She gives Clear Fork the lead with her first free throw.
And one thing we've seen, Brian, is great ball pressure by the Lady Whippets, but what that gives up, if you play great ball pressure, it leaves driving lanes. And what a couple of the Lady Colts have been able to do is get wide open looks because they've been able to get around the pressure.
They turn over Shelby on their side of the floor, so 20 seconds to go. Clear Fork and a lob inside, Conrad. Got it tipped out of her hands.
Well, and that's just great backside help that time from the Lady Whippets, and the lob was a little bit high. It gave the defense a chance to react, and that ball went right off of Becca's leg out of bounds. That is turnover number 5 for the Lady Colts.
Whippets with a chance for the final shot here of the frame. Reiser forces it up. I think the student section had something to do with that. Right. A little fast count. Yeah. Hey, making an impact here. Fun first quarter of action in the books at the D2 District Championship. 1-point game as we head to quarter number 2.
Is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Eight minutes in the books. 1-point game here in the D2 District Championship game at Ashland High School. And it took both teams a little while to sort of ease into the game,
Right,
Effie,
right.
and turnovers a bit of an issue for both sides.
Absolutely. 5 turnovers already there in that first quarter for the Lady Colts, having trouble handling the pressure. Now, they have gotten better here as the games went on. They've decided they're going to put their head down and drive, just like this case here.
Conrad yet to score until right there finally gets one to fall. Gonna say last touch by Christina coming over, helps side, got a paw on it.
You know, and the Lady Colts is, you know, they play solid defensively in the half court as well. They have a great rim protector, if you will, with Becca, so they can play solid defensively. And this is where they want the Lady Whippets in a half court offensive set.
Christina comes away with it. Now look at the fast hands there by Olivia Baker. Gundrum on the run out.
And that is pressure defense. The Lady Whippets turning it up in the half court.
Pacey recollects herself, draws a crowd though, surrounded by girls in white jerseys. Someone's got to be open. It's going to be Annika Labaki, three-pointer. Not this time. Tie up, and possession's going to favor Shelby.
Well, and you know that is a good shot. That time you got to take that shot. But what the Whippets have got to do a better job of, they've got to get a body on Becca if they really want to keep her off the glass. Right now they're trying to out-jump her, and in the long haul that's going to cost them. So they've got to do a better job getting a body on her to keep her off the glass.
Couple of subs just came in. There's one right there, missing her first shot. That's Trinity Baker. But the other Baker that's on the floor, huge surprise. I talked to Natalie Lance earlier today, and she said doubtful for Haley Baker. But look who's on the floor, old number 3.
Wow. Well, you know, this is when it counts. You got to put all your chips on the table because it's win or go home time.
See what type of impact she can make. Been nursing a knee injury for the last couple of weeks. Talked to her father on the phone, I think 2 days ago, and they've been going down to Columbus and they've been getting some treatment, some injections, some unconventional stuff that they feel like she's been cleared. She's in a position to play. They didn't know if she was going to feel good enough to return to action, but hey, if you ask the player, they're going to play every time, aren't they?
Absolutely. If you leave it up to them, they're absolutely going to play every time. And, you know, the mental aspect is so hard, especially with a knee injury. And, you know, because every time you take a false step or you land funny,
sure,
you know, it becomes a mental thing, and especially for young players. And, you know, the fact that she's out there says a lot about her heart and also about Coach Lance, her confidence.
So after missing the second free throw, Shelby basketball, other end, Reiser rises up for a big 3.
And that is a huge 3. That was the first time we've seen the Colts go to a zone, and that just left the corner 3 wide open.
Timeout taken on the floor. Scott Sellers sensing a little wave of momentum.
Right.
Hitting his team right squarely in the mouth right now.
Yeah, that's a good timeout by Coach Sellers, and he saw that his ladies were getting frustrated by the pressure, and you know you could see a turnover coming. The ball, do not dribble without a purpose, so you save your dribble, and then when the pressure comes, put your head down and drive. And that's the one thing that can defeat pressure, is if you're under control, you put your head down and drive pressure defense. So right now he's telling them to settle down, don't abuse your dribble, what I always used to say, don't just dribble without a purpose. Catch the ball so you always have your live dribble, and then that way if you have to ball fake and drive to the basket, you will have that live dribble. And I guarantee that's what we're going to see outside of getting the ball inside to Becca Conrad. Don't forget about that too.
Conrad so far limited to just 2 points. 3 actually with the free throw. And a cheap foul against Olivia Baker. It'll be her second.
Right, and that's also another thing that comes with putting your head down and being aggressive on the dribble is it forces the defense out of position, and they're going to be more aggressive, more handsy, and you collect fouls.
Excuse me, that's 3 fouls on OB now, so she's headed over to the bench. Alexis Booker has checked in for her, and it also leads to free throws now with Liv Davis. Can't earn the second by making the first. And Shelby with the rebound. How about that hesitation? But she throws it away. Excellent job of baiting that pass by Wortman. Molina can't handle it, but comes in to force the tie-up. It'll stay down here at this end.
Good pace from both teams, and so far, though, the free throws are really starting to hurt the Colts. 1 for 5 so far in this game from the line. And another Lady Colt turnover, 7 on the night.
Absolute killers. Anytime you throw them away just off of an inbounds and against the #1 team in the state. Can't have too many of those throughout the course of the afternoon. But that's what Shelby does, man. That's why they're 25-0 and the top dogs in D2.
Absolutely, and they're going to be able to take advantage, and they're going to find your weakness, and the pace that they play with ultimately catches up with you. So as well as the Lady Colts are playing, and I think they're playing well here in the first half, this pressure from the Lady Whippets is not going to cease. It's going to stay the same. Can they maintain throughout the game? And that's how you get to 25-0.
Offensive foul, Audie Albert called for the moving screen.
And I think that was a good call. Albert stuck her leg out there on the screen, and I didn't think the referee was going to catch it, but that's a good call.
Labaki checks back in here for Clear Fork. Here she is losing the handle. And Molina called for the push.
But at this point, it's all about it's feast or famine here for the Lady Colts. They've been able to either drive around the pressure or get fouls, or it's been a turnover because of the Lady Whippets pressure. So, right now it's about, for Coach Sellers, as you see, he makes another sub, trying to keep his ladies fresh so they can handle the pressure and then be able to maintain down the stretch.
Approaching the midway point here of this second quarter, just a 2-point game. Niese can't change it, halfway home and rattled out. Christina ignites the break but throws it away. Too far out in front for Labaki. And the turnover is piling up now for the Lady Colts.
Well, and the Lady Colts just aren't taking advantage. Right now they've had, 9 turnovers here so far tonight. And right now they got the Lady Whippets in a cold streak here. They're not able to buy a bucket, but Colts are not able to take advantage on the offensive end.
Niese again off target. Shelby's been able to get a lot of clean looks in the mid-range game. But Clear Fork gives it right away again. Albert, fast feet, short arms it. Gundrum steps in the way. Unreal. And Niese finally capitalizes. Huge trifecta here.
Yeah. That is a big 3. That's a big 3 for the Lady Whippets. They had went some minutes without a basket.
Clear Fork looking for an answer here at the offensive end. Air ball that time. Davis overshot everything. Gundrum fouled as she took it to the rack. 2 free throws coming up for her.
And right now, Brian, it's the pace. You can see the pace starting to take effect in this game. Lady Whippets, every chance they're trying to get out in transition and run and challenge inside. And that's a great game plan. It's worked for them all season long.
A couple of freshmen getting into the game on each side. See Mel Bluebaugh for the first time tonight for Clear Fork. Schwemley checking back in for the Lady Whippets. 1 of 2 from the line there for Gundrum.
Right now, the Lady Colts are out of rhythm offensively, and that's what you do when you're out of rhythm. You put your head down, get into the paint, try to break the defense down, and that is a great drive that time by Wortman, who really has had that all game long. She's been really aggressive, just has not been able to finish. That time she's able to get to the line.
Man, Charity, strike problems.
1 for 6 for the Lady Colts.
Does knock down the second. But a lot of self-inflicted wounds here for Clear Fork in this opening half. Still very much within striking distance. 6-point cushion here for Shelby.
Right here, and you can see the Lady Whippets are trying to get some ball movement and trying to get an open look, as they did right there. But it's just so tough to try to get something going towards the basket when you got Becca Conrad inside protecting the rim.
Triple try. Off target yet again. Clear Fork has not shot it well from downtown. And now Niese. She's heating up.
And we talked about the importance of Niese being aggressive offensively, and she's turning on here in the second quarter.
Wortman barely caught a fraction of the rim. And a loose ball foul is going to go against Becca Conrad. Guess who? Sophie Niese stepping in, taking the charge.
Well, right now, I think Becca is getting a bit frustrated, and sometimes that happens when you are used to playing a certain way, getting fed the basketball so many times. But right now, because of the Whippets' pressure defense, she has not been able to get the post entries as she normally does, and sometimes it wears on you, where you feels like you're just playing defense and then going down, playing defense, going down, not getting your hands on the basketball, and I think she's getting a little frustrated.
Senior point guard Ashland University connects on the first. I believe Sophie has the last 5 points now for Shelby. And Sophie now with 11 in the contest.
Yeah, well Sophie Niese had, almost single-handedly, she's dictating the pace on both ends. You watch her here defensively, and she picks the ball up aggressively, and then she gets the basketball and runs as the Whippets jump into a 1-3-1 half-court zone just to change up the look here.
Double team comes in the corner. Wortman able to dribble her way out of pressure. And she will head to the free throw line. Colts in the bonus.
Well, and that's the key. That is a great job, a great shot fake, again, by Wortman, who's been really aggressive driving to the basket. She's had success, and that time she draws a foul. That's one of the things that, as we talked about, pressure, that's the weakness against ball pressure, and that time they tried to trap in the corner out of the 1-3-1. Wortman with a great job of penetrating the baseline.
First time tonight we've seen Clear Fork go 2 for 2, I believe.
Absolutely.
On a trip to the line. A couple of big ones, trims it back down to single figures as it looked like Shelby might run away with this game. Niese is flat out taken over offensively. Off balance that time, can't connect on the layup.
Well, her aggressiveness is showing. She's putting a lot of pressure on the Lady Colt defense. And right now, you can see the change in philosophy on defense when Becca's out of the game. Right now, the Lady Whippets are in a zone where they were playing straight man-to-man and forced another turnover.
Gundrum lobs it. Audie with the catch. Right-handed finish for the lefty. Coach Sellers wants a TO. Again, Shelby putting together a big run here. Sees in control of this game. And this is Shelby Whippet basketball at its finest. Coach James, this is what they do.
And it's all about the turnovers and, playing with pace. They get a turnover and they are looking to run. and get easy baskets offensively, and that's what's happening. You can see, and Coach Lance doing a great job switching up defenses. As soon as Becca Conrad sat down to get a break, they went to a zone where they can sit back a little bit more, protect the paint, guard against the drive, and it is really frustrating the Lady Colts offensively. And now they're getting out and running with Niese really being, the spark plug on offense. She's getting out in transition and making it tough to get back and stop them from getting wide open layups.
Sub 1 minute to go here in this opening half. And Sophie Niese continues to dominate at both ends. Pushing the transition, the pace, right on target for Booker. Colts quickly get back to the other end, though, with Davis. And she'll have a chance to earn a couple here from the charity stripe.
How about Sophie Niese? She is, again, just being able, when you have someone like that on your team who is, she's obviously gifted offensively, but she is their hardest worker. So that sets the tone for your team. Anytime you got a player who is, your hardest worker, who's one of your best offensive players, that sets the tone. And the other ladies and other team members, they have to join in with that effort and play with great effort the entire game.
Davis splits the pair. Now Sophie walking it into the forecourt. Wortman playing back. You imagine that they'll just hold for the final shot here. No reason to rush anything.
Right. And right now for the Lady Colts, you don't want to give up a shot here going in the half. You want to step up, get a good defensive stop and a rebound, and that's going to be their point of emphasis right here on this possession.
Niese puts it up with the left, and it'll roll out of play to finish up the second quarter. Shelby's got a 12-point lead as they head into the halftime locker with that young lady right there, Sophie Niese, doing a lot of great things with 11 points right now and really sparking the engine on defense. Stick around. We'll have the Finley and Sons halftime on the way. That'll include stats, analysis, and we'll give you some scores and other matchups going down around the area. You're watching live and free Girls Tournament Hoops exclusively on the OH Report.
Hi, I'm OH Report founder Brian Skoronsky, and you were just watching live and free Girls High School Hoops exclusively on the OH Report. But stick around, the halftime show is next, including stats, analysis, and so much more, including the second half on the way.
It's Freedom Fest Ohio, featuring Justin Moore,
You look like I need a drink right now.
Crowder,
God Almighty, I hope you'll find
Rodney Atkins,
makes me wanna take a back road.
Austin French, and more. Friday and Saturday, July 1st and 2nd, Morrow County Fairgrounds in Mount Gilead, Ohio. For tickets and more info, visit freedomfestohio.com.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
The exclamation point on the night for Maurice Ware.
Welcome to the Finley & Sons Drain Service halftime. 28-16 is your count. All Richland County matchup here to determine a district championship at Ashland High School. And it's been a fun game, back and forth at first, and then that second quarter, Sophie Niese and the Lady Whippets kind of started stealing the show.
Right, and Sophie Niese specifically, she really decided, hey, look, we're not going to play this way in the district final, and she turned it up, and her team followed her lead, and they just turned up the intensity on both sides of the floor, and the lady coach just couldn't keep up. They were playing well, and they still, to be honest, Brian, they haven't played terrible this game. It's just, they've missed quite a few free throws. They, turned the ball over, as we'll talk about here during the stats, quite a few times. They just haven't been able to take advantage of the opportunities that they have had.
Let's go ahead and dive right into these stats. Brought to you by Finley & Sons Professional Drain Services. Give them a call. Free quotes right there is the number on the bottom of your screen. Just 5 field goals for Clear Fork.
Yeah.
Becca Conrad just had one of them. They were trying to feed the beast inside. That's a great game plan to have. Of course, she wasn't able to come through with buckets like we are typically accustomed to seeing.
Well, and the opportunities were less, because the ball pressure makes it tough to enter the ball. And then when they did throw it to her, it was a high lob, so the backside helper was there to help. So the game plan for the Whippets against Becca is being executed to perfection. And we've seen a little bit of frustration from Becca Conrad as well, because she's not getting the touches, so she can't get into offensive rhythm as she used to.
Clear Fork is winning the rebounding battle, but the turnovers significantly favor Shelby. And what they do so well is they generate offense off of those turnovers. We saw them get out on the run on a number of times there, especially in the second quarter.
Right. And if you are Coach Sellers or any team that plays against a team that plays with a lot of pace, you want to get them to play a half-court game. And for a while there in the first quarter, the Lady Colts were able to do that. But in the second quarter, they just weren't able to get stops. They turned the ball over, they were live ball turnovers, which means they take the ball from them, which led to fast break points. So the pace was everything there in that second quarter, and that really changed the game.
Here's how we've gotten to this point. Take a look here at the district and how it's all kind of shaped up. the number 1 and number 3 seeds playing each other. The number 2 seed upset, of course, by Mansfield Senior, who got beat by the Lady Colts. And for Shelby, hammered Columbian and Galleon. Had a dogfight a bit against Perkins, but eventually were able to take care of business to get through to there. It just seems like these two teams kind of destined to play one another. Mansfield about a year away, so many youngsters on the club. And on the other side here for Clear Fork, while this seemingly would be Shelby's year, a lot of great players over there too. Becca Conrad's going to be gone after this season, so it definitely has the feeling to me that both sides, they need to get it done this season, Effie.
Absolutely. And I will tell you that, it's right now we're talking, a 12-point lead. And, if the Lady Colts can figure out how to get the pace, slow down the pace of the game, get Becca Conrad involved offensively, get her touches, that absolutely can change the game. And I know that seems simple to say when the Whippets are so good and nobody's been able to do it to them to this point. But if they can somehow get control of the pace of this game, find other ways other than just posting up Becca inside trying to throw it to her, find other ways to get her touches, this game certainly could change. But they've got to cut down on the turnovers. 11 1/2 is just too many.
Just a quick look, at the boys Division II, since we had all the sectional championships last night. Big upset by Mansfield Senior, knocking off second-seeded Shelby. Lexington's going to match up with them, so an all-Richland County first game, and then the second set in all Sandusky Bay Conference with the top seed in the Huron Tigers, who, great team, probably the favorite to win the Division II Ashland District. Will be taking on Norwalk. That's definitely going to be a fun Final Four right there, right back here at Ashland.
A lot of great basketball here at Ashland. They got lucky with the girls' games, really great and entertaining to watch. The boys' district games are going to be really fun to watch. So big ups to Jason Goings and the athletic staff here at Ashland High School. They've done a great job so far this tournament.
That will wrap up our Finley and Sons halftime. And a big thank you to all of our sponsors, including Freedom Fest Ohio. You can visit freedomfestohio.com for ticket information now. Mechanics Bank, that's better. Frito-Lay, good fun. MWD Logistics, a inventory control and distribution center right here in the great state of Ohio. A1 Auto Sales, find your next car at A1 Auto Sales in Mansfield. Finley & Sons Drain Service. Visit FinleySonsDrainService.com for a free quote. They are open 24 hours a day, anytime you need. Adams, Albert & Curry, Ohio Insurance, Peace of Mind Protection. And Niese Farms, proud supporter of Lady Whippets Hoops. See why, number 4 with the rock.
Right.
I'm pretty sure a family member.
Sure.
All right, here we go. Third quarter action officially underway.
It's going to be interesting to see the adjustments made specifically by the Lady Colts. What kind of adjustments are they going to make offensively and defensively to try to slow this juggernaut of an offensive team down in the Lady Whippets?
Excellent start for them as they force just the 5th turnover, but Wortman lost her footing. Gundrum not able to capitalize, though, and then she picks up a cheap foul. So can't ask for much of a better start if you're Clear Fork.
Right. Well, and one thing for Coach Sellers is it'll be interesting. Right now you can see Becca Conrad at the top of the key. They're playing her a little bit different, trying to get a different look to get it inside to her, and that's key. That's a key bucket right there.
So they establish Colt 45 in the middle here to open up the third. She blocks a shot at the other end, too.
Now that is a great start. Get her another touch.
Albert, though, fronting that time, was able to get a paw on it. Bottoms up, OB from downtown. Her second trifecta here of the afternoon.
Oh, boy.
Oh, traveling violation.
Right.
Okay.
Well, and that's a big shot for the Lady Whippets there. You can feel a little bit of rhythm for the Colts as they get the ball inside on the first possession, and they knock down that big 3 to reestablish themselves offensively.
Niese off the screen, tries to set up body. Colts got a piece of it.
And, you know, these are the situations that the Colts have to take advantage of. When you get the Lady Whippets in a half-court set, you've got a great defensive presence inside. They just got to keep the ball handler in front of them, get out and do not allow open threes, and they've got a good chance of getting a defensive stop.
Sophie with a big grin. Comes off the pick and roll, can't get the friendly hop. Baker battling inside, and athletic play to save it in bounds to Pacey, who's getting the start here in the second half. Came off the bench in the first, but she was so effective of getting to the rack. And how about this? Doing so right there. Right on cue.
Great offensive aggressiveness right there. That's on a transition basket. They never stopped to set up a play. She just kept going, and the basket came open. She knocked it in.
Pacey, the first Clear Fork player in a double figure. She's got 11, more than half of Clear Fork's points so far. Mid-range jumper. Falls through the bottom for the freshman. Eve Schwemley playing some huge minutes here in districts. And Conrad just too big sometimes, overwhelms opposing defenses even when you throw 3 girls on her.
Well, in that time, and you can tell Coach Sellers said, look, we have got to get her touches. And she was not open that time, but they threw it into her anyway, which I think is a solid strategy.
She affected that shot. Audie thought she got fouled. Now here's a triple, well off target that time. But Baker working the offensive boards. Have 2 free throws coming up.
Well, 2 offensive boards that time on the possession. That's something that you can't have. And rebounding, I've always said, is a team game. You have got to rebound the ball as a unit on every shot.
Baker on the season, 72% from the charity stripe. A lot of great foul shooters on this Shelby team, and that a mark, of course, of a championship roster.
Absolutely.
One of the truly gifted shooters that we have in North Central Ohio. Splits the pair here. Cook, who just checked in, secures the defensive board. Molina goes by Schwemley. Missed it as she got right to the cup.
Can you see how the game changes when Becca's not in? Everything just seems to look different. The lane looks more wide open, and the game's played with a lot more space. Great cut by Niese.
Yeah, case in point right there. Sophia able to get to the rack. No rim protector there for Clear Fork. So Becca getting set to check back in as Davis rolls that off the back iron. Sophie uncorks one. Sophia Niese just blistering offensively right now. And she's a pass-first type of player, so you can tell tonight she just understands she's in a good rhythm, Effie, and she's got a good matchup.
Yeah, that one she just shot in rhythm. She took a couple what they call rocker dribbles, and she just stepped in and knocked that shot down.
16 points now for Sophia. Of course, committed at the next level to play for Ashland University. All 3 seniors for Shelby going to be playing at the next level.
That says a lot. That says a lot.
We'll see Olivia at West Liberty. In her collegiate future, Baldwin Wallace is where her twin sister is going to be playing. And if you're just joining us, Haley Baker did get into the mix for a couple of minutes. Provided a good emotional spark. I don't even think touched the ball on offense.
Right.
Didn't need her to.
I think just having Haley on the court during that time, it was a little bit tense. They weren't playing so well. And having her on the court just try to get a spark for the Lady Whippets, and I think it worked.
Yeah, mission accomplished. They've been on a huge tear basically ever since, led by this young lady right here. How about Sophie? Giving it off again. Albert gets tied up. Free throws coming her way. And it just looks like everyone wearing a white jersey having a great time right now.
It's great energy. It's the energy and it's the pace. And like I said, a lot of teams can play with this type of pace and energy for a quarter or a half. But can you bring it for 4 quarters? And that's how you get undefeated. That's how you become the #1 team in the state, is you're able to bring it for 4 quarters. And they come off the bench with depth. And if you're coming off the bench, you bring energy. And that is so hard to overcome.
1 of 2. The lead extends now. 18-point deficit for Clear Fork. They got to get to work here offensively.
Absolutely.
Big shot for Davis. Too strong. Been impressed with some of these bench players, too, that are playing significant minutes. Probably didn't think that would be the case so far in this tournament. Reiser certainly has risen up. Eve Schwemley, the freshman. Here she is, and one opportunity. Are these girls listening to me?
Wow.
Big bucket right there, man.
Right, and able to take the contact and finish after getting the offensive rebound. You know, and this is a time for the Lady Colts where right now you have got to understand, yes, there's a run. You're down 20 points at this point, but you've got to go back to what you're good at. You've got to get the ball inside. You try to get easy baskets and protect the basketball.
They've got Conrad back on the floor. She was effective at the beginning of the 3rd quarter. Christina's been effective all night offensively. $13 points for her now. Reiser from the corner. Niese skies for the offensive board.
Nice rebound. And does Niese do everything? I mean, does she do everything for this team? And that just breaks your back. You play defense, you give up a shot to try to get a stop and get a rebound. And then the point guard comes in and steals an offensive rebound.
She's just so poised out there on the floor, no matter where she's at, no matter what she's doing. And I think that there was a little bit of debate when she won the District 6 Player of the Year. Doesn't even average double-figure scoring.
Right.
But she almost averages double figures in a bunch of categories.
Right, absolutely.
She's a stat stuffer.
Well, and, you know, I've always looked at those awards, and, you know, if you're going to give those awards, especially if you're going to critique those awards, you got to be a person that watches games. You can't look at the numbers, because what she does, even with the numbers she has, it doesn't show up. Like, she brought energy where that won't show up in the stat sheet, but it changed the game after the 1st quarter when she turned it up.
And just enthusiasm, being a good teammate, that's something that, you know, it's just a tangible effect that you can't really put down on the stat sheet. People like Sophie Niese. She's a good person to be around. She's fun. That has great value that you just can't really assess. You don't know what it's worth, except for 25-0. We know that.
Absolutely. And right now for the Lady Colts, it is really about pride right here. And, you know, sure, you know, the game's not over. You want to get back into the game. Right now, you just don't want – you want to play with some pride. You want to make sure that you're not giving up anything easy, all right? And you play this thing out and, you know, see what happens. Just don't give up here. And I just don't see that in these ladies' eyes. They're wanting to play hard.
Reiser left all alone. Missed her last couple of three-point attempts.
You know, and with Becca on the floor, there's always going to be somebody open, and they're going to give up that shot. That's something that you give up when you have such a person with a size advantage. That's the give and take of having Becca on the floor. But if you can get the rebound, it's worth it.
Becca calling for the basketball. Didn't get a look inside. Lily right around Haley Baker just checked in, but Reiser, weak side D with the block. Becca cleaning up the mess.
Well, and Becca is, you know, she's a force. And right now, like we talked about, they've got to do what they know. And what they know is getting the ball to Becca Conrad inside.
Gundrum turned the corner, now gives it off. Niese. Such great flow for her tonight. Sophie with her high point total in the playoffs so far, 18 points.
You know, some players you can just see are just going to be such a great fit at the next level, as the Colts missed that 3.
Yeah, excellent outlet pass. Thefted away from the backside, though, for the Lady Colts. Trying to dig into this 18-point hole. Do so with Conrad inside, double team. Fouled before the shot. And it'll go against Reiser. Third team foul for Shelby.
You know, no quit in these Lady Whippets. They have played the same way, you know, essentially since the beginning of the game with a lot of pace. Even with 10 seconds left here, they're playing with a lot of pressure on the basketball.
Triple try in the air ball for Clear Fork. Gundrum good if it goes. Just off target, and we are headed to money time. Shelby trying to win their first district with Coach Lance, and they got an 18-point lead.
Is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. No bones about it, Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Money time, championship style here on the OH Report. Just 8 minutes is all that's in between the Shelby Lady Whippets and their first regional appearance under head coach Natalie Lance. Brian Skronsky with you alongside Effie James. And man, what a performance so far here in the second and third quarters by Shelby. They've got an 18-point cushion now, Effie, and Sophie Niese, the driving force behind that.
Absolutely. You know, she has triggered everything defensively and offensively. They're playing with great energy here as the Colts are trying to get it inside, but the Whippets just will not take a break. They will not take a break defensively.
Strong take, no foul call. And the off-balance shot from Molina ends up in the hands of Shelby. Here comes Soph. Haven't needed much from Olivia Baker here tonight. Just 7 points for her. It's been a pretty good collective team effort. Just the senior point guard, I don't think she sat. She's just dealing, bringing a lot of juice, tons of energy.
Well, and like you said, it has been certainly a team effort, and all the young ladies, they get an open look, they take it, they all crash the offensive boards, they're playing solid defensively. It's just a great team effort. And, you know, the catalyst, though, like we've been talking about, Sophie Niese has been the emotional catalyst in her play. She has led by example tonight in a game where they are shorthanded, down 2 starters.
Right. We have seen 2 Haley Baker sightings tonight. Got in for about a minute stretch each time.
Mm-hmm.
And Natalie Lance, man, such a veteran. I think just giving her a little taste of the game.
Right.
Hey, you're still a part of the team.
Absolutely. Keep you engaged.
Yep.
You know, but they are certainly going to need her down the stretch. You know, and you get, you know, now that you're in the what we call the medal rounds, you're going to need to be at 100% on any given game. Nice.
Backside play. Come on now. I mean,
nice.
What have we not said about Sophie Niese? Sets it up. Albert capitalizing. And she's a great running mate to go along with number 4. Audie does an excellent job of cutting to the basket. She feels when her defender leaks off.
Well, and that's the great part. When you got great team chemistry, you can feel when your teammate's going to see you open. And right now, they're going to eat some clock. And I like this. Try to eat some clock. You want to make sure that you're still staying sharp with the basketball, but you don't want to force anything.
Krastina come over. Got a paw in there. Is able to rip it away. So Clear Fork needing some baskets, though. Just about every possession, they're going to get one right here with Becca. 16-point game. Got a lot of work to do, but the defensive energy, like we saw in the previous possession, it's there.
Right.
But can you force these excellent ball handlers into some more turnovers? That's going to be the big point of emphasis, of course.
Where they're trying to give great pressure on the ball, and this is where you could take advantage of where they're trying to eat clock. You can put pressure on the basketball. You can try to force turnovers right now. And teams that play with pace don't like doing this. I was saying this at the Tiger game last night. They tried to hold the ball, and then you start turning it over. It's tough. For a team that likes to get up and down the court, to somehow turn that off and be less aggressive, it oftentimes leads to turnovers like we've seen the last 2 possessions for the Lady Whippets.
So Coach Lance going to talk things over with her squad. Full timeout coming after back-to-back giveaways, as you mentioned. Clear Fork capitalized on the previous possession, getting it inside to Becca Conrad, and with 5:10 to go, you can't abandon that. That's their best weapon, of course.
Of course.
So we'll see if they just keep feeding Colt 45 and try to utilize her size advantage to get back into this game. She just got into double figures with 11 points. They got a huddle on the other side with the student section. I wonder what they're going to come out of the break doing.
Right. Well, at this point for the Lady Colts, you know, certainly you want to get it inside, but also because of the way the Whippets are playing, it's going to give opportunities for open shots. And the Lady Colts just simply have got to start knocking shots down. You know, if they can't, sure, the first look will be inside, but if they can't get it inside, somebody's going to be open on the perimeter because they've got to commit at least 2 ladies inside. They've got to start knocking down open shots.
See what they draw up out of the timeout. They'll set it up. Labaki, that would have been big. Smallest player on the floor, chases it down. But it ends up in a tie-up at mid-court. Possession arrow. Going to give it back over to Shelby.
So right out of the break there, they set up a great play to a wide open shot, just could not knock it down.
Niese evades the defender. Now Baker looking over to the sideline. I think you made an excellent point.
Yeah,
Shelby loves just.
They're out of sorts. I'm telling you, I've seen it in action. You cannot be great at playing with pace and also great at being patient. It's just so hard to do at the high school level. And I learned through experience, just play. Just play. Unless it's an extreme situation, just let them play. Let them play and whatever happens, happens. But right now you can see 3 straight turnovers by the Lady Whippets. They're, trying to do something that they do not do typically. And the Colts, to their credit, they're not quitting. They're playing tough defensively on the ball.
Niese clanks it hard off the glass. Becca secures the board. Moonshot there on the outlet. Now Belcher throws it away, so Clear Fork just can't get out of their own way.
Right. Now you think about that's 4 turnovers here in the last 4 possessions for the Lady Whippets, and no points for the Lady Colts on the other end. And 16-point game. Those are the small things that really cost you, especially at tournament time. You got to take advantage.
Strong move inside. There's a bucket for Shelby. And that's more like it. Sarah Reiser. 7 big points for her off the bench tonight.
Yeah, and Reiser got that ball with a nice jump hook inside, and again they were trying to eat some clock, but she said, you know, forget this. I'm taking this shot. And a nice looking jump hook in the lane.
You almost wonder if it would be of benefit to Natalie. Just empty out the bench and tell them, go play as hard as you can.
Hard as you can. Hard as you can.
Wide open three. Labaki has been colder than the weather outside tonight.
Yeah.
If she's been able to hit some of these open looks, much different looking ball game.
Right. And it's tough when one of your better shooters, you know, just can't find it, and they're packing it inside against Becca, and she's still able to score.
Almost like a cheat code at times.
Right.
13 points for Colt 45. Niese left Molina on the floor, snatched her ankles. But Clear Fork tips it out of bounds on the pass. Some fun back and forth going between the two student sections.
You gotta love it.
Oh, and Mansfield senior chants. A lot of basketball players for Shelby in the front row here.
Starts to cut deep here. Starts to cut deep.
Another jump hook, this time airmailed. Baker with the save in bounds and right on target for Audie.
Well, and right now with Coach Lance, she's trying to work situational basketball with her team, getting them better when they do have to protect the basketball and play with a little bit of patience. And I know how that feels when you want to just try to take the opportunity to get your team better at protecting the basketball, but it is so frustrating when you're just not used to playing that way.
Isabella Molina capitalizes on the first. Conrad's checking out, likely for the final time of her illustrious Clear Fork career. Probably end up being the MOAC Player of the Year, double-double specialist. Foul against Shelby.
And she's had a wonderful career and just a difference maker and you know, a multi-sport player and you know, you don't get players of her capability in any sport that come along that often, and you know, so the Lady Colts have played well and, you know, fought hard here tonight, but you know, like many teams, you just can't keep up. You know, the Lady Whippets are on another level and playing well at this point.
I must admit, I've been a little bit surprised with the depth of Shelby and how well the bench players have performed right here at this tournament level. A couple of girls go out, other girls step in, and that was your key to victory that we didn't even get to tonight.
Right.
Next man up for Shelby.
Right.
They have all performed fantastically, and how many times have we seen that tonight? Backdoor cut, and Albert puts it away.
Well, and Sophie Niese again has been the one penetrating, breaking down the defense, forcing help. And when you help, she's going to find the open man. And, you know, again, she's just been a great catalyst for this win tonight.
Schwemley, monster minutes again here tonight for the freshman. Timeout taken by Coach Lance.
Yeah, and I think Coach Lance just wants to get her subs in at this point and get her young ladies an opportunity to play in tournament time. You know, once you get to this stage, you know, you get into the district championship, you start moving into the regionals, the opportunities to play get slim. You know, even the deepest teams, your bench gets a little thinner as you roll on in the tournament. So, you know, it's great to get these young ladies a chance to play that, you know, maybe wouldn't play under normal circumstances.
And actually, she's getting Haley Baker out onto the floor. So 4 of the 5 typical starters for Shelby out there involved in the mix.
Okay.
Why not?
Why not?
And if they want to, it doesn't look like Clear Fork is going to come out and pressure. Sophie can.
Well, and Clear Fork has cleared their bench, and they are giving their young ladies an opportunity who wouldn't normally play, an opportunity to play in the tournament atmosphere. And this means a lot. Even if it's just a minute or two, it means a lot to get on the court in this atmosphere at this point of the season.
I think that was the first touch so far for Haley Baker. And her sister knocks down a 3. Whippet's pouring it on here. Just 45 seconds away from their first regional appearance in Natalie Lance's coaching career. Been quite a performance by the Whippets these last 3 quarters. They have dominated, folks. Baker inside, back-to-back buckets. Liv now with a dozen, and the student section can feel it.
So now we get a couple new young ladies into the ball game. Finish out the contest.
The Baker twins both checking out. Look at the emotion of those two. So much hard work put in the offseason. I follow them on Twitter. I mean, them girls, they're gym rats in their own backyard, constantly working on their game, and all these girls are. This is a great group right there, those 4 especially. The work that's been put in during the offseason, it's all come to fruition. That's why they're the top dogs in the state. Moving on to regionals. Shelby, district champions for the first time in a long time. Taking care of Clear Fork for the 3rd time this season as they move to 26-0 on their campaign. And it's been a heck of a season to watch right here on the OH Report. Stick around. We still got a lot to go. The Finley & Sons drain service postgame is on the way. They'll include stats, analysis, get an interview with our MVP. I think it's got to be Sophia Niese. As well as an interview with Coach Natalie Lance. Net cutting celebration, a lot still to come. Keep it here. Live and free, Tournament Hoops will return right after this.
It's Freedom Fest Ohio, featuring Justin Moore,
You look like I need a drink right now.
Crowder, Rodney Atkins,
Makes me wanna take a back road.
Austin French, and more. Friday and Saturday, July 1st and 2nd, Morrow County Fairgrounds in Mount Gilead, Ohio. For tickets and more info, visit freedomfestohio.com.
A1 A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
The exclamation point on the night for Maurice Ware.
Back now with our Finley and Sons Drain Service post-game show. The Shelby Lady Whippets are your district champions. They will head on to the Mansfield Regional. Big win here today. Huge performance by Sophia Niese, who's going to be our MVP this afternoon. Total team collective effort, I think, by the Whippets with their catalyst, their point guard running the show, but everybody stepped up. I was really impressed with what we saw from multiple girls tonight.
Well, the key tonight for the Whippets was they were able to dictate and keep the lady Colts from doing what they normally do. They couldn't get anything going inside. They weren't able to establish Becca Conrad as they normally do, and that's just a credit to the effort and hustle of these young ladies, that every single lady that hit the floor played with great intensity and energy, and that says a lot about this program.
No question, next man up was the mentality tonight for Shelby. Everybody that got in made a contribution. The seniors were outstanding today. Olivia Baker, big performance for her, had 13 points. Her twin sister able to at least get back into the mix, and she'll be a huge addition if they can get her even at like 80% moving into the regionals.
Well, getting into the regionals, and like you said, this is first time for Coach Lance winning the district and getting into the regionals. It is a different beast. This is a different bear. You start to see teams that you have not seen. You have to do a full scouting report a lot of times because the teams you have not seen play at all, you certainly haven't been on the floor against them in most cases. So you've got to have, everybody. You'd like to have everybody at full strength as much as possible. But these Lady Whippets, they are going to be a tough out because they play so many elements of the game. They play well. And they take away what you do best defensively, and they get out in transition, and they play with energy for 4 quarters.
Here is Coach Lance now receiving her medal. She was a player on the state Final Four team back in 1992 that lost 65-55 to Urbana. Junior point guard on that team, so she knows about big games. have just never been able to taste this moment right here. You're about to see it go down live and free as the 3 senior captains of the Lady Whippets district champions for the first time in their career, finally breaking through the #1 team in the state. And they've proven it here that they were the best in the district. No question about it, Effie. Waffle stomping Clear Fork again for the 3rd time this season.
Right. You know, they were able to get past that barrier, which we talked about earlier. The tough, it's tough to beat a team 3 times, but they were able, after a rocky first quarter, they were able to turn it on and really just played well for the majority of this game and just outpaced the Lady Colts, who, to their credit, have had a great season. Played a solid game, but just ran into what is just a more complete team at this point, and they're playing well. But nothing to hang your heads about if you're a Lady Colts fan. They've had a great season and competed, had great wins during this tournament run as well.
Much love to Coach Sellers and the job that he's been able to do, building a program successfully, getting to this point. Right. The first time since the 80s that they were able to win more than 20 games in a season. Haven't been to the round of regionals also since the late 80s. Not going to do it this year, but he's got a lot of pieces and parts still coming back. Of course, they're going to lose the big girl in the middle, but the Colts, a team on the rise right now under Coach Sellers. Phenomenal job for him. Right now, talking to Natalie Lance, 2 of the best coaches that we have in North Central Ohio. And just unfortunately for him, plays in the same conference as the #1 team in the state and had to try to play out of a district where they got the top dogs too.
Right, and I really love this part. Coach Lance went over and asked if they want to take a group picture for both teams. I don't think I've ever seen this at the end of a district title game, or any game for that matter. But wow, we get opportunity to see a group team picture, and this is the epitome of class and sportsmanship. What it should be at the high school level, and I hope somebody gets me a copy of that picture, because that is sportsmanship at the highest level, and that's kudos to both those coaches.
We're getting a picture right now. Our Garrett Parlett down on the floor getting some fantastic shots, and I agree. I've not seen this before, where 2 teams get together. A lot of love and admiration on both sides, but that's what's going to come when you're conference opponents. You see each other a bunch, and you're competing to be the best of the best within that league. That's what we saw from these 2 great programs this season. For Clear Fork, 4 losses on the year, 3 of them to the same team.
How about that?
That's tough.
How about that? And they just happen to be the #1 team in the state. So nothing to hang your head about, like you said, for the Lady Colts. Great season. I've often compared those types of teams to teams that played like in the NBA during the Jordan years. Like the Knicks had great teams, and a lot of teams in the Utah Jazz. But you just happen to be playing in an era where Jordan was playing. And so nothing to hang your heads about. They've had a great season, and this is what it's all about. Great sportsmanship, and winner moves on.
Let's look at the final statistics for the evening. Shelby ended up with 23 field goals, knocked down 6 bombs today. I think the great equalizer that kind of played Clear Fork out of the contest, just the 1 made shot from beyond the arc tonight. Effie, I thought that was going to be a huge key. They could stay in the game if they were able to convert some trifectas, and the numbers prove it didn't happen.
And they had opportunities. They had great looks from 3, because if you're playing against Clear Fork, you got to be willing to give up the outside shot, because you got to commit at least 2 people to Becca Conrad inside. They just couldn't hit those shots, and the other big factor is the turnovers. 17 turnovers, and a lot of them live ball turnovers that led directly to Shelby Whippet points in transition. So, put those things together, and it just makes it tough to overcome against a team that's so solid and plays well in so many areas.
And especially when Shelby, a lot of those turnovers ended up in fast breaks and points at the other end. That's what they do so much better than most of the opponents that they've been able to face off with this year, is they turn their defense into buckets at the other end time and time again. The consistent energy, effort, they've had it all season long, certainly was available for them this afternoon. That's why they are moving on to the regionals for the first time in all these young ladies' careers. And now they're cutting down the nets here at Ashland. Awesome sight to see. And we've been with them every step of the way, covered every Lady Whippet game so far this year on the OH Report. Mad respect to some of the parents of these young ladies, the 3 seniors. hit us up in the offseason and said, hey, we got something going on here. You guys might want to come out and watch us this season. So they came together, got some sponsorship dollars, and it's been fun to watch these girls really gel throughout the course of the year. We thought they'd be good. I don't think we expected this.
Right. And like you said, you guys got in early, and we here at the OH Report got in early on what's going to be, I believe, a great story because I'm telling you, from what I've seen, it is going to be tough to beat the Lady Whippets. I don't care who you are. It's going to be tough to beat them. They play so well in all facets of the game. They, 6 big threes tonight. They shoot well from the perimeter. They play with great pace, and defensively is, that's their calling card. And when you hang your hat on defense, that is a championship recipe.
One thing that might benefit Shelby once they get to the Mansfield Regional, the defending state champion Napoleon Wildcats just lost the other night, so they're not lurking there on the other side of the bracket. Definitely always a tough regional to win.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool that it's right in our backyard, right across the street from my home.
Nice.
So I always go over there and check it out. Did last year, and now have even more of a reason to check it out in 2022 with these young ladies making their run as the Shelby Whippets had this season. And here they are getting their piece of history. One of the coolest parts, I think, about the high school tournament experience is if you are able to advance through every round, you get to take a piece of it with you. Literal physical piece of it, Effie.
Always. And I remember, as a player, and even early in when I was an assistant coach, we used to go to games, and, the sectional tournament became so regular. And now I look back on it, I'm like, I wish we wouldn't have done that. But we didn't cut down the sectional nets. And our kids kind of got spoiled in that way. But, looking back on it right now, especially after watching the Tigers win a big sectional championship game last night, you wish you would take home all of the nets that you can and remember those moments, because they are few and far in between for so many high school programs.
Diving now into some of the Facebook comments, and I see Mike says a Shelby-Granville matchup would be a good game, but he doesn't believe that would come until the state semis. Great game, says David, about the Lady Whippets. No question about it. Deanna loves the Red Rage, and you got to give love to them. One of the best student sections that we have in all of North Central Ohio. They bring it. They were certainly out in full force here today. Matter of fact, both teams brought an awesome crowd, but that's one of the benefits of having it in our own backyard here in Ashland, and 2 Richland County teams getting to this point.
Right, and it says a lot. It shows great character for the boys team after a tough loss to come out and support, the girls team here tonight in this tournament for the Shelby Whippets. But they were here, they were loud, they were cheering.
Yeah.
They support one another, and the girls were at their game the previous night. So. And as I was walking in, I saw the Clear Fork student. They brought a bus over for students, which is great. That is great. That's what high school sports is all about.
One last quick thank you to all of our sponsors that help bring you these games live and free here on the OH Report, including the Freedom Fest Ohio going down in July, right very close to home, too, in Mount Gilead. You can visit freedomfestohio.com for ticket information. Get them while you can. It's expected to sell out very quickly. Now that we got concerts back, Effie, It's a fantastic time.
Nice.
Mechanics Bank, that's better. Frito-Lay, good fun. MWD Logistics, a inventory control and distribution center right here in Ohio. A1 Auto Sales, find your next car at A1 Auto Sales in Mansfield. Finley & Sons Drain Service, open 24 hours. Visit finleysonsdrainservice.com to get your free quote anytime. Adams, Albert & Curry, Ohio Insurance, Peace of Mind Protection. And Niese Farms, proud supporter of the Lady Whippets. They are going to be our MVP sponsor here this afternoon. As soon as they are done cutting down the nets, we are going to have a great conversation with Sophia Niese. Our Garrett Parlett is going to catch up with her about her amazing performance. And here comes Soph stepping up to the ladder now. First time in her career as a district champion. All these girls, of course, looked like she was a pro. That's like the fastest cut job I've ever seen.
It's nothing. Go up there, cut the net, come on down.
And one of the true awesome young people that we have here in North Central Ohio. Sophie Niese has been such a treat to watch for the last 4 years. Earned that college scholarship. The original junior reporter here on the OH Report started that whole craze. So we're going to miss having number 4 around, but her tournament not done just yet.
Well, and like we were saying during the game, some players you can watch and you can see how they're going to fit at the next level. She is made. She's a facilitator. She plays with great energy. She understands the game, got great basketball IQ. She is going to be a solid basketball player at the next level.
Believe every player now has a piece of the net. Getting into the staff now. So you guys were too cool to cut down nets back in the day, huh, Effie?
Well, it became, and I regret that. I do. I think we probably should have done that, but our players, and I think we just kind of let it go. Our players got too accustomed. We had a stretch where we went, to regionals 2 or 3 years in a row. So our players, the sectional nets didn't mean as much as they come to mean later on, but this is a huge part. I always enjoy the net cutting ceremonies because, the great thing is you don't know whether this will be your last net. It could be your first net of many, but it could be your last one. So, it's a great ceremony. I always enjoy watching it.
And it now begs the question for Coach Lance, breaking through now, the
Right.
Santoros out of the way. Does this become a new trend here for the Lady Whippets program where year after year they've got a great young nucleus? Obviously the 3 seniors are going to be a ginormous loss, but could they be back in a position here again as Coach Gurney gets his piece of the pie to continue to dominate here in this district? They've been close on the doorstep for so many years, basically a decade. And now Natalie finally is going to get to cut it down. Awesome sight.
Right. It is a monumental.
Look, everyone acting like she's an old lady, man. She's so physically fit. Get out of here.
Well, it's just a great time for her, and being able to do this for the first time, it means a lot. It certainly means a lot to break through that, get to the medal rounds and win. Certainly means a lot.
Yeah, how cool. Throws it out. Mallory Gundrum with the snatch. It's almost like being at a wedding catching the bouquet. What does that mean now moving forward for Mallory?
Right.
So they'll probably get together for a team photo now with their big trophy. And a potential few more games still could be on the schedule for Shelby. I think that's what's most exciting for them is I don't feel like this was the top thing on their accomplishment lists this season. I truly feel like the 3 seniors, if you would ask them before the year started, it kind of state championship, not or bust, but they feel like they can get there.
Right. And sometimes, no matter how solid your team is, sometimes it takes some things to happen along the tournament trail. I don't care how great you are. Some things got to happen along the tournament trail in order for you to reach your goal. And, we talked about, the loss of Napoleon and them not being in the way and some other teams not having the same level of success as they've had in the past. It kind of opens the door for someone new. And why not the number 1 team in the state?
Looks like Lady Whippets are going to head into the locker room. So we'll take one more quick commercial timeout, and we will be back with our MVP interviews, trying to catch Coach Lance in, well, as many players as want to come talk to us. Why not?
Nice.
This is their party. We'll talk to them once they come out of the break. Stay tuned.
It's Freedom Fest, Ohio, featuring Justin Moore,
You look like I need a drink right now.
Crowder,
God almighty, I hope you'll find
Rodney Atkins,
makes me wanna take a back road.
Austin French, and more. Friday and Saturday, July 1st and 2nd, Morrow County Fairgrounds in Mount Gilead, Ohio. For tickets and more info, visit freedomfestohio.com.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says, thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
The exclamation point on the night for Maurice Ware.
Field is driving.
Down here on the floor now with our MVP, sponsored by Niese Farms, Sophie Niese. Obviously, big-time game here for you today, and not only you, but your squad. Led the team with 18 points. Just talk to me about the emotion not only you were feeling, but the team as well.
I mean, this was a must-win for us. We know we can go far in the tournament, and we haven't won a district championship since '99, so, I mean, this was our year, and we just had to get it done.
Yeah, you mentioned you guys haven't won this, and you haven't won it all 4 years of high school. But you guys have been right on the doorstep, finally getting it. How confident are you guys going into the next round and to be able to get some wins?
I'm not sure who we play, but if we play like we did tonight, or just if we play as a team, we can come out on top.
And you guys are hobbled a little bit here in the postseason play. A couple injuries. It seemed like, I think it was a stretch in the second quarter where you kind of just put the team on your back. What was your mindset during that possession in those couple plays?
I mean, Olivia had some foul trouble today, and obviously Haley had a little injury, so I knew that I had to be the leader on the floor, and when we needed a bucket, I knew it was my job to get one.
Any shout-outs you want to give? You can look right up in the camera and give them maybe some Red Rage that they showed out tonight.
Yep, I want to give a shout-out to the Red Rage. I want to give a shout-out to my teammates and all of Whippin' Nation.
All right, and lastly, we got an MVP pin here from the OH Report. You can put it on your varsity jacket, whatever you want to do, so appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, back up to you, B.
All right, appreciate it, G-Man. Sophia Niese. One of the better performances that I've watched from an individual all season long. 18 points, 8 dimes, and a lot of them set up easy buckets. Audie Albert was the recipient of at least 4 that I can think of. Layups. She ignited the transition game time and time again. And as we talked about during the broadcast, she just plays with such joy and infectious energy that it's hard not to want to go out there and give it your all when you're on the floor with a girl like Sophia Niese. So very fitting MVP, and you see laughing, having a good time with some of her fans out there. Great team performance overall, but Sophie, the catalyst. There's no question that she is the driving force of this Shelby engine that had it rocking and rolling this afternoon. And I 100% agree with her assessment that if they just play like they did today, total team basketball, protect the rock, don't hurt yourself, I honestly think they can beat anybody in the state. Haven't seen a lot of the teams that are going to be top competitors outside of North Central Ohio, but I do know that this team is special. They went up against a girl in Becca Conrad 3 times this season, 6'4", one of the true dominating brute forces in the girls' game, and they figured it out. They just adapt and they play the way that they need to play night in, night out, from game to game. They figure out ways to get victories. So cool to see. And that's why they are moving on to the regionals for the first time since 1999. To put a little perspective on that, I was a freshman in high school back then. I got a kid who's going to be a freshman in high school here in a couple of years. So it's skipped a generation. It's been a while since Shelby's been able to say that they have been district champions. And for Coach Lance, who's got so many hugs coming her way right now, a million congratulations. I am told that she slipped on some ice, and maybe she's a little bit hobbled herself, so it's not just the players right now for Shelby that are limping into the regionals. Coach Lance herself also dealing with a little bit of injury, and after she gives some love to the adoring Shelby fan base, and she is adored in the community, looks like she is going to join our Garrett Parlett now. Go ahead, take it away, G-Man. Dead. Well, unfortunately, looks like our microphone has died on us. Let me see what I can do to try to get this baby back.
Wanted it more at times, and so we made good decisions as far as making the better pass or taking the better shot. And defensively, they stepped up. Like the loose balls, we were on them. Even tipped rebounds, we were on them. Hustling out of bounds, saving the ball back in for an assist. It's those little plays that make such a big difference. But it's just ecstatic. One, we're representing our team, we're representing our school and our community and county with pride. So, and the MOAC, we're really excited. That's how cool is that to have a MOAC, championship game. And Pleasant went on. They're going to be playing in the regional semifinals too. So very excited.
All right, thank you, Garrett. And Coach Lance for the time. And looks like we are officially completely out of battery. And, man, I have just been talking way too much, folks. But you saw it here live and free on the OH Report. Shelby moving on to the regionals for the first time since the 90s. Awesome performance by that young lady right there, getting that bucket. Sophia Niese helping lead the way. Thank you guys for watching. Lots more live streams are coming up on the OH Report next week. We're going to have a ton of tournament coverage. Got one more game going down tonight as well in the Division IV District Championship game at Willard High School. So if you want to see one of the better teams in the entire state, Buckeye Central, who their only loss on the year is to this team in Shelby, take on Seneca East for the title. That's going to be tipping off at 7 p.m. And then, as mentioned, we're going to have Shelby next week in the regionals. No matter who their opponent is, we'll have probably both D2 games for you guys over there in the Mansfield Regional, and then tons and tons of boys district championship games. For our incredible staff, Garrett Parlett, Travis Berardi, Adam Thompson, and Jory Hollenbeck, I am Brian Skoronsky saying so long from Ashland. Catch us on a live and free live stream near you real soon. Adios, amigos.